I have 10 backlogs in my engineering course. Will my student visa be refused or granted? Well, yes, you guessed it right. Today's video is about backlogs. It is the topic requested by one of our viewers, Grishma. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Grishma for suggesting a very important subject. This video will cover 4 questions. 1. What is a backlog? 2. Why Australian universities and the Department of Home Affairs ask for a backlog certificate? 3. Do I need to provide a backlog certificate if I do not have any backlog? And 4. How many backlogs are acceptable by Australian universities and by the Department of Home Affairs? Now, let's first talk about what is a backlog. It refers to a number of failed subjects you have in a particular course. Over the duration of your course, you may accumulate 4 to 5 or more failed subjects that you must clear or pass before you graduate and receive your degree. The term backlog is largely used in subcontinent countries, especially India. Why Australian universities and the Department of Home Affairs ask for a backlog certificate? Usually, universities in India issue transcripts or mark sheets for each semester that include failed subjects. However, some universities do not issue transcripts for each semester or each attempt. They issue a consolidated transcript for the course. This consolidated transcript does not show the number of failures you had in the course and how long did it take for you to complete the subjects or the course. Universities in Australia need to know 2 important things. 1. Your overall study performance, and 2. If you had any gap during a course. If this cannot be determined through your individual or consolidated transcripts, a backlog certificate would be required. Do I need to provide a backlog certificate if I do not have any backlog? Most of the universities will still ask you to provide a backlog certificate showing no failure. If your university is unable to provide a backlog certificate, you may be asked to provide a letter from the university stating that they do not issue any backlog certificate. However, I can confidently say based on my experiences that this is unlikely to happen. Most universities do provide a backlog certificate if requested by the student. Now the million-dollar question. How many backlogs are acceptable by Australian universities and by the Department of Home Affairs? Your application will go through an assessment twice for Australia. 1. When you apply for admission at a university, and 2. When you apply for a student visa. Every university can have different entry requirements when it comes to backlogs. If you apply for a top-ranked university, you will be expected to achieve a high score in your bachelor degree. From the academic entry requirement perspective, if you have completed your undergraduate degree with a high score and within the required duration, backlogs up to 8 should be acceptable by prestigious universities. Other universities may accept backlogs for up to 15. However, please bear in mind that backlogs are not looked at favorably when it comes to assessing your application for the Genuine Temporary Entrant (GTE) requirements for the student visa. You will need to provide solid and compelling reasons for having backlogs in your statement of purpose. You will also need to ensure you meet all other student visa requirements to support your application. If your overall profile is good, backlogs should not impact your student visa outcome. If you have backlogs, don't be scared. Determine your overall risk level first. For example, if you have 7 or 10 backlogs but have achieved distinction or first division in your studies, you need to assess your profile against other risk categories such as English skills, study gap, immigration history, AQF level, financial background, etc. For more information, consider watching my video on how to calculate your GTE risk level. That's it for now. And lastly, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.